Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weird, wonderful world. And I need to get a little bit more personable with you guys on this one. This is not a subject that I really kind of like to talk about too much because, there's two subjects that I try to avoid either in real life and or on online here, and that's politics and religion. I'm not a fan of talking about those. Now, I completely respect other people's beliefs and why they believe in what they believe and will defend it and defend their right to believe whatever they need to believe. Just for me, I have another point of view on all of that and what I believe in doesn't necessarily I don't necessarily need to convince other people. It's something that's personal for me. I don't need to I don't need to change your mind about your beliefs because, it's not about that. I'm not here to attack your religion or your beliefs in any way, shape, or form. I'm here just to explain my point of view of the way I feel about this. And because I have respect for everybody and the world, and I do try to be a decent person and do the right thing and tell the truth. I will explain where it all came from and why I feel the way I do, but I just want to make a statement right now that please don't be offended by this because those like religion and politics, they're a touchy subject for most people, and people do get offended when they feel that you're attacking their beliefs, and I don't want to ever seem like I am. I showed you because of yesterday's video that I made. I knew I was going to open up a tiny bit of a can of worms, and a great friend and oops, sorry, subscriber of mine, he left me a couple of comments that kind of put me on the spot a little bit, saying that I said this and I said that, and kind of, trying to, I understand where he's coming from. It's all from a place of understanding and compassion and love. I do get that, and I don't, and I'm never here to put down other people's, what they believe in and everything. But I do feel like I need to explain why I think and feel the way I do. I have a history and again, I'm not here to try to preach to you. I'm just trying to explain why I feel and think the way I do about this subject. Now, now I'm going to try to do this in chronological order of where it all the seed of where it all began of my point of view, and I'm going to try to give as many definitions and what my definitions of certain words are and why I feel the way I do about those. Okay, it all started with Star Trek, and most particularly with Mr. Spock. When I was a kid, all I ever wanted to watch on TV, and all other shows be damned, it was Star Trek and Spider Man. But strictly with Star Trek, Star Trek was in first place always because I thought it was such a intelligent show that was teaching me some moral values and life lessons and especially with Mr. Spock because what was he? He was a science officer. He believed in science and logic. And and when I first and I'm talking when I was a young kid, like maybe 4 or 5 years old, when I really started understanding what I was being taught by that wonderful show, my favorite show of all time in many respects. But logic and reason and learn and seeking out proof, not just going on faith or belief. No, it was, you need proof. You need to be pragmatic about how you see the world. And my definition, and I don't mean to offend anybody, my definition of faith is the the rejection of logic and reason. So when people started trying to preach the Bible to me, I always felt there was a, you know, it was against logic and reason, and also with beliefs. I, later on start learning that when you believe in, and this is very apparent to the people I used to talk to, when you start believing in something, it's almost always to the exclusion of other possibilities. I like to keep an open mind to all possibilities and not just, conform to a belief that is, you have to base it on faith. Completely understand why you would. People find comfort in their beliefs. People find, it gives them a moral compass, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm never going to tear that down from you. But when it comes to the point of view that I'm coming from, yeah, it was all to do with Mr. Spock and logic and scientific, science. You need evidence, you need proof, and there was never any evidence. I kind of equate that to flat earthers in some ways because, you know, in today's day and age, when I hear people talking about, they believe in flat, that the Earth is flat and that we live under a dome, and this, space isn't real, and all that. There's no evidence to back them up. They never have evidence to back them up. But knowing and understanding that we live on a globe, because there is loads and loads of evidence to prove us, that, and some people consider, there's a lot of flat earthers who think of science as brainwashing, but it's like, no, it's rigorous study. It's years of testing, and and peer review, and hype, and all that. It has to be a consensus of smart people who made the effort to figure out how the world, is built and everything. And it's through billions of years of evolution, and the fact that we have this consciousness and life, it's a miracle. It's a miracle that we are able to, be who we are, and through the tremendous odds against humanity, that we thrived, and we became the dominant creatures on this planet. Now, with concerns of, do I believe in an afterlife? I can't say 100% for sure. I'm open to the possibility that there is an afterlife, but it could very easily be, that after we die, it's nothing, But whatever it is, okay, it's going to be different than what it is now. Either it's nothing, or or we get reincarnated, or we go to some sort of higher plane of existence. I can't say for sure. All I know is that it's going to, is that I embrace whatever may come. I prefer to live in the present moment, stay out of I do my best to stay out of psychological time, because psychological time is a trap. Whenever you're worried about the future, or you fear something from your past, you are not in the present moment of the here and now, which is where you need to, you need to be. Everything that is exists like Everything that is important is always within the now of your safety, immediate threats, or anything like that. Because it's when you're in that present moment of the here and now. Now, why I think there is a possibility, okay, of an afterlife, is because of again, this is logical from a scientific point of view, that energy, as has been proven, cannot be destroyed. It transforms from one state to another. Sometimes, like when you burn a piece of paper, for example, all that was of that paper is not completely disappeared. It splits apart, like from the ashes and the smoke. That was part of that paper, okay? And now they're two separate things that have separated from each other, but they don't disappear. They just get reabsorbed by something else, the ash will get swept up, put in your garbage can, or it could be put back to the earth, and that smoke gets trapped in the air and gets circulated to something else. So energy does not get destroyed; it transforms, and that could be the same thing with consciousness. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that I believe this or not, but it is a possibility, and that's where I feel with that. Now, I also like when it comes to now. I want to bring up something also, that why Tool is my favorite band. Okay, even right from the beginning, there was certain concepts and ideas, messages that, and it was never me learning something from Tool and then I'm incorporating its philosophy or ideas into mine. No, it was always that whatever I had been feeling, thinking, and understanding, they were, what's the word I'm looking for? They were affirming that for me. It followed my feelings rather than giving me those feelings. You know what I mean? It was never explaining to me anything. It was just validating that what I'm feeling and what I believe is true. And like for example, when I first heard Parabola, those lyrics so spoke to me in the most profound way, that yeah, it just reaffirmed everything that I felt. And later on with the inferior inoculum, the lyrics to Numa kind of gave me the same impression. It just made me feel like, yeah, it validated everything I was feeling and thinking. So now, what I think, where human consciousness came from, is, and I've gotten this all these theories and that from many different sources. I didn't sit down and follow this and that and saying, yeah, this is what I think. And like, yeah, it comes from many different sources. Now, when it comes to our energy of where, where consciousness came from, I believe that it came from the cosmos, from the galaxies and the ether of that, when this planet was formed, that certain molecules and processes, mixed together to create life, that that all this at the subatomic level is vibratory vibrations that gave us life, and it gave us this consciousness, that we are connected to the cosmos, and specifically for us, probably our the center of our galaxy, which I subscribe to the theory that it's a magnetic disk of information that we have access to, and it's guiding us on our journey to explore this physical world that we live in. You can maybe even relate it to being in the matrix or being in a simulator, if you will. Some people do subscribe to that theory too. Again, I can't say yes or no for that. It's just a theory. But I just know that what I feel, that, and again, I'm trying not to mix up my words, and I don't want to mislead you on any of this. It's just that when it comes to our vibrant, I think we are multi-dimensional beings. and that certain powers to be from the ancient times up to today have learned how to manipulate and control our conscious being in order to profit off of us and everything. Like when there's negativity in the world, when you create wars in certain spots on the planet, and that, I think it has a negative, it casts as like a negative net over the planet that just eliminates that that prevents that signal, that vibratory frequency to reach you, because we're like antennas in many ways. We're receptors of this information, and if people are trying to keep you away from your higher being, which is the center of the cosmos, and all that, hate, negative emotions, it turns down we're like, because we're receptors, we're like a radio station, or like a radio, and and those those forces, those vibratory frequencies, they don't disappear. They're just on a different channel, and you need to dial up your psyche, like to find, like to by thinking positive thoughts, by trying to be receptive and open to other possibilities, in order to break through that negative that net of negativity that's preventing this connection. And when you're feeling, when you're displaying and feeling and thinking positive thoughts, you open yourself up to that, and you're able to receive those signals a lot more stronger. And so I hope I'm trying to explain myself correctly here. I just don't want there to be any misunderstandings about why I feel the way I do. Like, I don't want to even bring up the teachings of the Bible and stuff, because I think again, that book has been widely misinterpreted. The people are not getting the proper idea. I believe, like, again, with the Eckhart Tolle or Tolle book, that it's the power of now. It's being, yeah, it's being at one with yourself. It's being at peace and tranquil, and turning off those obtrusive thoughts all the time. I was up half the night kind of thinking about doing this. It was bothering me in many ways that 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 people would think me as an evil person. Oh, you don't believe in this and believe in that. You must be a bad person, and your soul is going to hell and stuff. I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in heaven. I believe that this is the world we live in, that we might go to a higher plane of existence. But again, that's all just speculation. I don't want to ever mislead people in thinking that I believe in something that I don't have any clue about, because I've never seen proof of it. I'm a pragmatic guy, and I need to see proof. I need to know for sure what it is or not. If not, then I just to accept whatever may come, and deal with it as it happens, because if you're trying to ward off what you think is going to happen to you, and that, yeah, okay, I'm going to stop it here, because I think I'm just going to start rambling and repeating myself, and I think I said everything I needed to say. Just that, I do love everybody out there. I love humanity. I love the miracle that is us. We have the potential to do great things, and to be way more than we are, than what the media or governments or anybody who has narrow-minded thinking will think. We have We have such potential, and I feel that it's being squandered. It's being squandered, and all for profit, all for their own stupid ends of greed and you know war and killing people and stuff. You know, it's so beneath us that we should rise above all these base negative dense heavy emotions as hate and being hateful and being angry. It wastes so much energy and time, and we it could be so tuned into doing so much good on this planet, and many people do. There are many people who have turned that dial up to the higher, more positive, more loving, frequencies, and those are the ones that I really want to connect with. Those are the ones that I really want to influence me and turn me on to other possibilities. Okay, I'm done. I think I said my piece with this one. I hope it puts into perspective where I'm coming from and why I feel and think the way I do about this subject. And as always, if you're watching this for the first time, and I mean it's a kind of a weird subject for you to watch me for the first time, and please consider subscribing. As I do greatly appreciate it, and will love you forever. I love everybody anyway, so I'm not. It's not that I'm going to love you more. It's just something I like to say because I do have a genuine love for humanity. I really do. And please comment, tell me what you think, and don't criticize me too harshly on this, because again, we all have the right to our opinion, and I know I'm going to probably upset some people, but it's never my intention. It's never my intention. I love people. And yeah, hit the like button. Just don't be afraid of the hit the like button, because that's what helps my channel grow and spread out to more people, and I can and give people messages. I want to continue giving people messages of positivity and love, and talk about music and all that great stuff. That's what I really want to talk about. But anyway, please just be safe. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. And please, everybody, just have a great day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace, everybody.